Hi guys, it's Erica, and I'm going to talk to you guys about the prompt that we had, which is, do we think we're dependent on computers? And I think that answer is absolutely. And for the most part, I think it's because you could walk into any building nowadays, whether it's a school, if it's your friend's house, if it's like a shopping mall, there's most likely going to be not just one, but multiple computers around. And probably what they're doing is holding information, being used for work, being used for just anything at all. They're always going to be around because we become such a technology-based species. I think that a big thing of why we're dependent on computers is obviously the internet. Like, we're completely dependent on the internet nowadays as a society. It really doesn't even vary that much with age anymore. We have like young kids on the internet all the time. And when I'm talking young, I'm talking like under 10 years old. Like according to Chegg, we use computers to shop, do work, talk to others, do research, and so many other things that we can really just do like in the comfort of our own home. And I think that's a pretty big deal. Like, obviously, way back when there wasn't like personal computers, and so now that everyone can have the access to one, I think that's made it such a big deal, and that's why it's become such a big thing. Everyone's so dependent on them. But I think a disadvantage to being so dependent on computers is that not everyone, I know I said earlier everyone can have it, but I meant not everyone is able to always have the access that other people have. In my high school, we had something called Turnitin, which is a lot like the Moodle that we have now. And what I found difficult about using Turnitin was that in my high school, not everyone had the access to a computer at home. And I think that's one of the disadvantages of being so dependent on computers. Like, of course, there's many advantages to them. Like, they're easy to access. I mean, you can communicate all over the world, so that's pretty crazy. And it definitely makes our lives easier. Like, if you need information, you Google it. If you need to cite a paper, you easy bib it. Like, you don't have to always just know, if that makes any sense. Like, the computer will know for you. And I think that also eventually leads to a disadvantage because sometimes we can get lazy. And also another disadvantage of being so dependent on computers is that it can eventually lead to disorders of the elbows, neck, back, and eyes, which obviously from like being hunched over your screen, like being addicted to it, always being on it, it's not always gonna benefit you in the most positive way. But without computers, obviously, I can't even imagine where we'd be. So yes, I believe that we're dependent on computers, sometimes maybe a little too much. Thank you.